Hello, and welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Vashral, and together with Armea, this is a tell play video. And in today's video, we're gonna share everything about the Merlin Trials in Hogwarts Legacy. So stick around until the end as we share all tips for all types of Merlin Trials, so you get a hang of all the things that you need to know about this, and yeah, all the tips that you know so you can accomplish and get 100% to those trials.
So first of all, I want to mention that there are 9 Merlin Trials in the game. There's really no particular name for it. So the first one, you will have to cast a spell on this tree brazier, and this tree brazier, there is different types of length from tallest to smallest, so you gotta make sure which one you ignite first. And the best spell for this is if you unlock Confringo, that's the best spell to use. And of course, they are most likely be far away from the Merlin starting area of the puzzle, so you will need to use the Revelio for you to see where the brazier are, because most of the time they are far away from another. So what I usually do is that if they are really far away, I use Confringo, or I go to the best spot like somewhere in the middle, and then I go to the next brazier. And if the other one is not in range, I'm just gonna use my broom and go there straight, so you will have more time, because this trial you will have a time limit in order for you to finish this puzzle. And one thing I forgot to mention, for you to finish this much more quicker and you don't really need to have this trial and error, you gotta make sure that before you cast Confringo to the brazier, make sure to pick the tallest brazier so you will have more time, because once that brazier reach the ground, you will have to start all over again.
Okay, so there are 2 more that are quite simple and very similar. One of them is a stone pillar, and the second one are stone ball targets. So the first one is very simple. You use Revelio in order to identify where they are located, and you can use Confringo in order for you to destroy each one of them. With the stone balls, on the other hand, you have to make sure that you spot all 3 in each location. They're 9 in number in most cases, so you have to use Revelio again in order for you to determine their location, and use Confringo or your basic spell in order for you to destroy those balls. You do not have a timer like the Braziers have, but you do need to keep in mind that the stone pillars are mostly 5 or 6 in number, so you have to keep in mind where they are located. They can be quite scattered, and sometimes behind buildings or behind areas that you need to use ignite in order to reveal them. And for the stone balls, the same, but you need to keep in mind that there are 3 numbers when it comes to that particular location.
So the next one for this Merlin puzzle is the stone symbol. I gotta say that there are different kinds of difficulties when it comes to this puzzle, and quite the most trickiest part when it comes to the Merlin trial. On this puzzle, what spell you really need to use is the Flipendo, and you need to match the 2 symbols. So basically, the symbol that you see from the bottom is the one that you need to follow, and you need to use the Flipendo on the upper stone symbol for you to manipulate it, and you have to cast the spell from all over the sides or the 4 sides of the stone symbol for you to be able to match them. It can take a while for you to match the symbol, so the easiest difficulty for this is that you only gonna need to match 1 symbol and you can solve the puzzle, while on the other difficulty of this puzzle is that you need to match 2 symbols from both sides in order for you to solve this puzzle. In addition to the second difficulty, in some cases this puzzle you will need to match 2 different kind of orientation, if you know what I mean. So basically what you need to do in order for you to solve this, you need to match 2 symbols with different kinds of orientation, like you have to match the horizontal to horizontal and vertical to vertical.
Because I'm a baller, I will talk about the other 2 trials. I'm gonna make it short because they're quite simple when it comes to that. The first one is a big ball that you need to send to a hole. Very simple and very easy. The easiest way to direct that is to use either the Pulso or Wingardium Leviosa in order for you to lift the ball and carry it to the hole. Some people prefer to use the Pulso because it's easier to push it, especially if the ball is somewhere at a higher ground and it will tumble down to the hole itself. Some other people like myself like to use Wingardium Leviosa just to guide it over there. It's a lot slower if you think about it, but it it is effective and you're gonna know very well that you're not gonna make any mistakes. The second one is using the 5 stones that you need to carry to 3 areas. Each area has in their location somewhere hidden or somewhere in the closest vicinity a couple of balls. There are 5 in numbers that you need to carry at least one of them using the Accio or Wingardium Leviosa, and the ability that you need to use is Accio, and later on when you're gonna unlock Wingardium Leviosa you can use that one in order to carry it to the location. It's very straightforward, very easy, but sometimes it's very tricky to find them because they're quite small and sometimes they're in remote areas, so using Revelio is very effective, especially if you're trying to find them. So keep an eye with that and spam that Revelio as much as you can in order to see them.
Another on the list is the broken stones. This one is very simple. All you need to do is prepare your spell ready, which is Reparo, and you need to find 3 of them, and you need to use Revelio just in case you don't know where it is, because most of the time they are in different areas quite far from one another. So you just have to get close to the broken statue, use your Reparo spell, and after you fix all of them, you will be able to finish this puzzle very quickly.
So the next one is the moth stones. Basically you need to use Lumos in order to guide these moths to 3 stones, and they're quite difficult to find sometimes, especially in the daytime, because they are not very easy to spot. So doing this trial in the night is much more preferable if you choose to do so, but Revelio can be your best friend. Just keep in mind that you can collect all 3 of them from their location and distribute them to their stones whenever you want, so that's not really a big problem if you're considering to just go through all of them. Also, in case you're traversing through some areas, you will encounter situations where Lumos is gonna deactivate when you're trying to climb, so make sure to reactivate it once more. The next one and last one on this trial list is the platformer. This one can be sometimes difficult, especially the fact that these platforms can be in such a way placed that it is difficult to make it from the very first time. So to give you a very effective tip is to use your broom in order for you to get one platformer to the other. It's very simple. You just get the broom out and getting as low as possible to the stones, and surprisingly this seems to activate them so you can move on to the next one. If you fall into the water or any other way, the whole puzzle starts resetting, so you have to start again just to make sure that you get to all the stones. Do keep in mind that you need to individually touch them and you cannot return to the same one since you've already touched them, so you have to make them in one go. So that can be a little bit tricky in some areas, but of course some of the puzzles, especially in the earliest levels, are quite simple and easy to do. So yeah, these are the trials from Merlin, and they're quite many, especially if you're planning to do them 100%. Do keep in mind that Revelio is probably the best spell that you can use in all the trials, and trying them out and doing them bit by bit will get you into the motion of all of them. It is important to know that they can be a little bit changed here and there, but overall they follow the same concept. Do let us know in the comments which ones are the trials that you've been struggling to go through, and share this video with others. And if you enjoyed this kind of video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe to our channel and turn on the post notifications so that you don't miss every time we post something new. It's either gonna be something related to fantasy or more Hogwarts related content, so stay tuned for that. And if you want to help others, feel free to share our video so that it reaches more people. And if you want to support us more, you can share this video so it will reach other people who need help in trying to solve these trials. My name is Vashral, and together with Armea, this has been a Tellplay tutorial video. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video. Take care, stay safe, and happy gaming!